hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What's going on, entertainment? So time come tell with another video. We're doing Hollywood Hot Topics. Before I get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think about this video, okay? Now, the Diddy trial, you guys, has been going on for a week now and some days, and they dropped the list and the pictures of the freak-off dudes that were used during the freak-offs. So some of them, first of all, I thought one of them was one of the pit crew members on Drag Race. The ginger, I said, I know that's not the nigga from Drag Race, but it wasn't. First of all, these dudes are very interesting. The Ash dude looks like the guy from Vanderpump Rules, Peter, the bartender. It looks like, I thought that was Peter, but that's a guy named Ash. Now, apparently, this Ash guy unalived his friend and was featured on a documentary that was shown on Showtime, if I'm not mistaken. Unalived a friend and went literally bat-ish crazy. The Jonathan Odie dude did an interview and talked about some of the stuff that he went through with Diddy. So this isn't his first time ever coming out talking about anything. So he has been around that whole situation, has talked about it. Okay, so to him, it's not new information. The Ash dude, similar thing, but we didn't know that he was involved with the freak-offs. A lot of the men are white, which was a little surprising to me. Tony literally looks very similar to the Tony from Survivor. Greg looked like a last-minute pick. And Johnny looked like they picked him up, okay? Most of the men, like I said, were white. A lot of them sort of look similar to each other. Like Johnny looked very similar to Jules. Most of the names were kept unidentified, and a couple of their names were revealed to the public. I feel like in this whole situation with them revealing the SCX workers, is it an invasion of privacy? Yes, but is it really though when you were found on like a Craigslist ad or an ad in general for SCX workers? Like people known that you partake in that activity? I would say no. Like, I think it helps with the case so we could put a face to the situations that are going to be said in court. So I do feel like it is sort of important to sort of put it out there. Now, Dawn was in court and she was harassed while leaving the court. Y'all gonna leave Dawn alone. Y'all, I really find it troubling the way that people bully Dawn on the internet. Like, it bothers me. A lot of y'all are like, oh, she's only talking because she's a disgruntled employee. Oh, well. She was a disgruntled employee that witnessed abuse. So how is she wrong for telling her experience of what she saw? She was that disgruntled employee. I just don't get what is so wrong about her telling her story about what she saw. But when Aubrey does it, y'all live for it. That is so irritating to me. So she was walking outside and she was being harassed. One person said, how big is Diddy's? And then somebody said they want to get there for 10 mil.
Have a good day.
Yeah, how big is Diddy's dick?
That's whoa.
Wow. And I get the 10 million
now, man. Monetization. You're going too far. Yeah,
I want to get my ass beat for 10 million. I want to get my ass beat for 10 million.
That creator said monetization because they know it would not be monetized. That word will be bleeped out on the post edit. Okay. To me, this person is sick. Apparently, this person, I found their Instagram. I ain't gonna even show it because I don't want y'all going over there. They're like a big clout chaser. First of all, the person is black. Isn't that sad? Mentally, she's already probably effed up because she done seen this monster sitting right in front of him, right in front of her, and you gonna say something like that. And we all know how big it is. Y'all ain't hear the Tootsie Roll story? The Tootsie Roll story came out for a reason. It ain't that big, okay? The lady said it barely filled her inside. It was the size of a pinky. I've even seen posts of people like compare how she used to look to how she look now. And it's like, imagine dealing with a psychopath like Diddy and working for him for all them years. what you think gonna happen to you physically? Like, you're not gonna manifest beautifully dealing with all that stress. Somebody getting hit with a pan of eggs and a skillet, and you just sitting there prepping beats. You're not gonna be, the most gorgeous coming out of it unless you had good upkeep and surgery, which I doubt they were getting paid that much. Let's keep it back. They was getting paid crumbs to get to be in Diddy Dirty Money. Even though, like I said in the previous video, that is some of my favorite songs are from that band, sadly. But yeah. Now the friend today testifies, you guys. This isn't gonna be a breakdown video of the actual court case and what happened today in trial. Because like I said, I'm not in the courthouse. There are documents online of everything from day to day that break down. And of course, there's plenty of YouTubers that cover that are there, to be honest. So the friend went and testified, and apparently they gave her something happened to where she ended up getting hurt. They said on another occasion, Diddy allegedly assaulted Carrie with a hanger and asked her who Cassie was cheating on him with. Carrie claims Diddy choked her and left her finger marks on her neck. After that, Carrie went to urgent care to treat her wounds and told one of Diddy's assistants, but nothing was done about it. Diddy gave her $30K to keep quiet and made her sign an NDA. From there, she cut ties with Cassie. Diddy's a cheap mom. What the hell is $30K? That's a little bit of money. Like, oh my God. Of course, it's not a little bit of money to a regular civilian, but you got to understand, this is around the time that Diddy was a mogul. He was rich. He was famous. He had the money coming from every slip of the tongue. And to give her $30,000 is crazy. But y'all got to understand the era that was in. $30,000 then is like $500,000 now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could really make some shake back then with $30K. So that probably was life-changing money to her. After she got the money, she cut ties with Cassie. Now, they caught her outside of the courthouse, and the people were asking her, like, hey, would you make up with Cassie to where you guys could build a relationship again? She sort of said, like, no. And she said that Cassie hasn't reached out to her since. I don't blame Cassie, and the reason why is because I feel like, why would you want to bring or start a relationship with somebody in your life that was in a time of trauma and that you were going through stuff? Because now if you become friends with them again, you're just going to relive that all over again. It's going to be traumatic. So I don't think they should be, build a friendship again. Maybe a conversation I feel like should be had. For some closure, I think she needs to give her an apology and send her money. Yep, I said it. She was your best friend, Cassie, for years, over a decade. So she endured all of the pain and suffering and had to see you endure all of the pain and suffering and witnessed it. I feel like that deserves at least some monetary gift. You got the millions from it and everything that happened. And recently you got another 10 mil. So I feel like a cool little, something would be sent to her with a conversation. I think that in itself is enough. Okay. Now, some of the excerpts from the trial today, they asked her name's Carrie, y'all. They said, and the next time in Jamaica, I saw him drag her by her hair. I ran to get my purse and phone so we could leave. They said, what did you see next? So I thought she was knocked out. Then she got up and ran into a wooded area. Sounds like a scene out of a movie, A Final Destination. What happened next? There were 2 golf carts in the driveway. I got in one and Sean got in the other. We went in different locations looking for Cassie. Did you find her? Yes. Then we hid in the ditch whispering. They said, did Mr. Combs ever assault you? Yes. He hit me with a wood coat hanger and choked me. Where did the hanger hit you? Behind my right ear. What did he express concern about? Who Cassie was cheating on him with? Who did you speak to about it? Ryan, Sean's old assistant. What did he do? Nothing. She shrugs. I have not spoken with Cassie since. I feel like she sort of holds a little bit of grudge too towards Cassie because of that one incident that happened, because it probably did traumatize her. Y'all got to understand, around that time too, with Diddy being such a high, powerful figure, if she really did speak, she really could have got unalived. So that in itself is traumatizing. So I don't blame her for cutting off Cassie, but I do think Cassie should reach out and offer an apology, a conversation, and monetary funds. That's how I feel you make the situation right. What y'all think about it? And what did you guys think about some of the testimony that you guys did hear that was put out to the public? Let me know what y'all think down below. So Megan Thee Stallion had enough of y'all stuff and y'all conjuring up all these social media posts and support groups for Tory Lanez, and she done had enough and went off on Twitter. She put not on Twitter, but on social media on Instagram. She said, "At what point are y'all gonna stop making me have to relive being by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans gonna stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? 1 minute him, y'all said I was never. Now y'all said y'all let him play in my face again and say I was, but it wasn't him. Okay, I'm sick of. Leave me alone. He ain't dare get on that stand and deny because that was his choice. Because he knows that I don't no blog or no bot. Why would he need Megan Thee Stallion have to lie on this month about shooting me? Y'all mad because the person that got facts are facts. He did it. This was proven in courts. The hate campaign on the internet. You shot me. Ain't no evidence. Y'all been saying the same for years. Tory, please leave me alone. You demon. I'm off this internet. Bye. Okay? She had all rights to do this, y'all. They've been the way this internet been waiting for her to do something like this is not even funny. You have celebrities now endorsing change.org campaigns that never even get on Instagram for, an innocent black civilian being unalived by an officer. But they'll be quick to back up their buddy. That's what sickens me. I didn't see none of y'all when it came to Trayvon Martin. You ain't see none of these celebrities when it came to Breonna. But no, Tory, sign the change.org. It's pitiful. I don't care what nobody says. I'm still Team Meg on this. I do not think that Tory would sit in jail for a Kelsey. I don't care what nobody said. I don't care what nobody say. To risk his liberty just to not be called a rat, y'all crazy. Tory to me is that much of an egotistical type of dude. I don't think he would give a crap if people called him a snitch. Had he known for 100% sure he saw that Kelsey, bow, he would have got on that stand and said, she did it. So for y'all in the comments that's still delusional on this internet, that's just thinking that he would just sit and not say nothing when he knows the truth, is crazy to me. It doesn't make sense to me. I want to ask y'all this. Why would he not say anything? Why would he not blame her from the beginning? Why? One person that came out to me in support of this change.org situation that really was a shocker to me was Amber Rose, because you literally pride yourself in woman empowerment and believing the women and Punani power, but you're doing this. This is why I'll never respect the Amber Rose. She's just so full of crap, full of helium and tattoos and ink. Like you're full of crap. You make no sense. Okay, you're hypocritical as all hell. It just doesn't make sense to me. Now, we had somebody that is a U.S. representative from, guess what? Florida, of course. Bitch, we got bigger fish to fry in Florida than the Tory Lanez. You might want to worry about some other stuff. That's the stuff that pisses me off about this state. They just be worried about the wrong stuff. They ain't got nothing to do with them. Why do you even care? She said, I am now calling on Governor Newsom to review Tory Lanez's case and issue a pardon. His 10-year sentence was based on flawed evidence, political pressure, and prosecutorial bias. Justice must be blind, not driven by headlines. First of all, he's in there for a Glockiana that he wasn't supposed to have in his possession. So shut up. Y'all gonna pardon that? Some of y'all just get on this internet and don't know what y'all talking about. Like, he was sentenced for assault with the firearm, unregistered firearm in the vehicle and then discharging it with gross negligence. So one of those charges, the unregistered in the vehicle, still has to stick. Like what are they gonna say? The Glock yada was in the car now and say, oh, it was never in the car. Like, it's just like y'all can't just switch up the stories and act like something else happened and this happened. One day it was Kelsey, another day it wasn't Kelsey, another day she stepped on glass, another day she slept on a corkscrew. Like, it's just like, can y'all just stick to one story and y'all wonder why y'all lost? What Tory should have did is got on that stand and told what happened, but instead you let people make that decision for you. That was very dumb of him. I don't care what nobody says. Regardless or not, you're behind you're behind bars. So it's like, at least if you went on the stand, you at least, to me, tried to defend yourself. You didn't do that. You thought you were going to get off easy and you didn't. So I think Megan has every right to be frustrated because she probably feels ganged up on because you got all these celebs, you know, forming a coup. I would have been livid if I was her. They are forming a coup against this girl. She does not know what to do. Okay? Let me know what y'all think down below about what Megan said, because she usually doesn't go off on stuff like this unless it's Tory. Not gonna lie, with what she said in that social media post, it brings me back to 2020. Leave me alone, Tory. The COVID days. COVID radio. Y'all remember them days? Oh, the good old days. Right before everything went to hell and everything is inflated in prices. Take me back. Anyways, let's talk a little at Atlanta Housewives. I'm not dropping a recap this week because this episode was boring. Okay? Boring is all crap. So you're not getting a recap. You're not getting it. Okay? So this episode showed a lot of the friendship breakdown between Porsha and Shamea. That sit down that they had was very awkward to me. To me, that wasn't a sit down of friends. It was great that they hugged it out by the end of it, but it was still awkward to watch. We all saw the other day, which I moved that video to my members, of Porsha calling Shamea out for bringing up her mama. Now that I've watched the episode, Porsha, you got a lot of nerve. She did not even talk badly about your mama. She said that my mom and your mom had a falling out, but that has nothing to do with this. And when the producers asked her what it was to be messy, she didn't say anything and didn't let us know the tea when she really could have. So why did you get on social media and cuss her out talking about my mama, but when your own mama called her a dog? She said, but careful of the dog who brings the bone. She called Shamea literally a dog, a lap dog. I wish Chocolate was out, but he's sleeping right now. I would have brought him up. You called Shamea, she called Shamea Chocolate, a pup, a wild pup. So it's like, what did you expect? Mind you, Shamea had not even seen it at that time because this is pre-film months ago. So to me, that was very hypocritical. And Shamea shows a lot of restraint by not going back and forth with Porsha because a lot of people would not be able to do that. That shows me that in itself. That's why when people defend Porsha against Shamea, it makes me side-eye them because it tells me how much what you think of friendship, because Porsha has said some wild stuff and Shamea has yet to come out and really say some reckless ass stuff about her. What she did, calling her out on Instagram like that when she could have easily text her or call her and cuss her out as a friend, to me was reckless. So Shamea didn't even respond to that. That to me is the ultimate restraint, and that shows that she has the ultimate respect for that friendship. Because had it been me, you would have got cussed the fuck out. Because who you talking to? Crazy ass. Now, they have the after show, and on the after show, Angela says she thinks that Shamea was playing the long game to get on the show full time. Wrong. Shamea, Angela, you gotta know. I like you, Angela, but you gotta know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about at all. They offered Shamea, I believe, a peach season 9, season 8, I think season 10. Carlos King has confirmed this because y'all remember the season after 9 when she read Phaedra at the reunion. They offered her another peach. They offered her peach many a season. She turned it down because of her husband. So if she wanted to play the long game, she could have said yes and just not have her husband film like she doing right now. The husband barely doesn't film. So Angela, you don't know what you're talking about. Y'all be getting on these platforms and don't know what y'all talking about. You know what you're talking about. So she could have got that. I don't think she's playing the long game. I don't think she used Porsha for anything. Because clearly if she used her, she was doing a badass job about it. Because I don't think Porsha put her onto any opportunities. Shamea has done plays and shows and stuff. Guess who put her onto that? Candice Burruss. Candice Burruss. Tucker. Don't forget the Tucker. Tucker. Put her on. So how should she use her? She came on as a friend. And let's be real, before she became a full-time housewife, in my opinion, social media didn't live for Shamea. The public was not, oh, we love Shamea. Bring Shamea. She was that annoying best friend who was like Porsha's lapdog. That's how we all saw her. That's how I saw her. Sorry. I like her now, don't get me wrong, but like, let's not act like she had the best public perception on reality TV. So why would she keep coming back to get like the same lapdog reputation spewed on her? Miss me with that. I don't agree with that at all. Poor Shamea walked off of the after show. She started crying. Kelly started pouring words of affirmation into her and stuff like low-key preaching to her or something like that. You hear Shamea like she cried like Porsha died. I'm like, oh, that's how you know she cared about their girl as a friend. It's really sad. It really is. Okay, it really, really is. And Cynthia, I peep your tea at the after show. You trying to have Porsha back so bad on a hardcore tip, but you wouldn't do that for Kenya. I know you're kind, Cynthia. Now, apparently, yeah, on the episode, Cynthia brought up Nene's name. So a lot of the fans are like, oh, they're gonna bring Nene back. They're gonna bring Nene back. I'm hoping so, because I would love to see Nene in the dynamic of these girls. A lot of people are saying that she can't come back because the cast is a lot younger. I feel like Bravo learned their lesson with that. I don't think they're going to go younger anymore. I think they're going to go for Angela's age range because a lot of people are living for her. So I do feel like there is still a spot for Nene to come back. I would like to see her come back. Plus, I want to see her come back to get Porsha. Because Porsha, you know what you did. You told them not to work with her on that show. You thought, Nene gonna get that ass if she come back. Bad. Okay? Now, speaking of more housewife stuff, Drew and Ralph have been going at it on Twitter. Okay? They've been disrespecting each other bad. Especially Ralph. Ralph said Drew does an amazing job lying and playing victim. These Roja fans believe anything. And Drew says Ralph does an amazing job as a peach holder. Well, he said, I'm your storyline every season. We work together, but it's over now. Try getting a new storyline that doesn't involve me. Ralph feels better off saying boo at the end of it. Try getting a new storyline, boo. Like, it's just like, Ralph, you are not beating these gay rumors. You beefing with this girl like that is crazy. And that's your baby mama. Here's my thing. Let's say Drew was a demon to be in a relationship with, right? Boom. You as a man, it doesn't make you look right with you constantly going back and forth with her online and throwing shade. It just looks crazy. I thought you had your podcast to just spew everything out there so you could speak your piece. What's going on Twitter gonna do? I just don't get this man. And that's why I feel like he was the problem in a relationship. You can look at Ralph's pictures and you can tell he was the problem. Now, he did drop a sneak peek, you guys. He is going to tell us what really happened in Tampa. You know, I had a friend move to Tampa recently. You know, we haven't talked in a little bit. I got to catch up with him. Guess where he's from? I mean, guess what he is? He's a punk.
Where I was, who I was with, all of this nonsense. Let's talk about Tampa for a second, because I know that that's something that everybody wants to hear about.
Yes.
They want to know what really happened, where I was, who I was with, all of this nonsense. Let me tell you exactly really what happened and what drove me to Tampa.
That's a long drive, Ralph. Atlanta to Tampa. That's you was struck on. Now, this is the more of the disrespect that happened. There was an instance to where Drew's mom on the latest episode talked about how the kids are changing and how the kids are not listening, to where Drew decided to start getting emotional, crying and stuff. He went on Twitter. He said, "Mama gotta watch her mouth. Don't you remember I saved you after you spent all your husband's money and had nothing? I was your angel then. Things change fast, doesn't it?" Drew said, "Disrespecting my mother on a public platform is completely unacceptable. She's simply speaking from a mother's perspective based on what she witnessed. Please stop the unnecessary negativity and show some basic respect." First of all, Drew and Ralph, both of y'all come here. Doesn't this violate the court orders? Is that okay for y'all to be beefing like this on the socials? I thought that was against the court orders that y'all went to and got rectified. That's what I want to know. Somebody call the judge because this is out of order. You're out of order. Let me stop. No, like it really is like that is crazy that y'all on this internet arguing like this and y'all literally in the middle of a custody battle, divorce battle. I just don't get it. Okay. I still feel like Ralph is a big narc, just how the way he acts and talks and tries to expose her and humiliate her. It's really kind of embarrassing. Okay. Now, Skai Jackson, you guys, is another person that's in a tumultuous situation. She followed, in Halle Bailey's suit and decided to get a restraining order against the BD. Claims that she got slammed by holding a baby, revenge P, and wants full custodies and $1,800 plus in damages. So, why did she need protection? It says it in the document here. I gotta read it because the handwriting, DJ Skai. Skai is crazy. DeAndre Bergen assaulted me while I was holding our son on Mother's Day 2025. He grabbed me by my hair, slammed my head on the back seat window of my car, and pawed me in the face while holding my son. DeAndre caused me to have a red nose. Y'all know what red nose is. I don't feel safe with my son being around him due to his history. He also said, "F my child." Does this person have firearms? Ammunition? Yes. And they said to describe it. And then she described the three, things that he has. And then she also lists in the next slide all of the stuff that she needs back in expenses. One of them is a broken TV, another one iPhone, another one wall repair, and then another wall repair as well. She does not have child support order and she wants one. And she asked the person to pay all her lawyer fees and costs. Another order is to not post anything about her on social media, as he threatened to blackmail me and release revenge P. I also do not want him posting any photos of my son, as we have had an agreement that we will not post his face online. Also, order family friends not to make any posts, including his mom, Ricky Bergen, and sister Tatiana. See, this is what Halle didn't include in hers. West, who has threatened and harassed me before. And then she checked for custody and visitation orders. To me, this is so sad to watch this breakdown because it's like Skai to me was like, it's so crazy how her and Halle's life sort of emulated each other and how it went. But I feel like Skai, she caught it early enough because the whole internet was telling and wondering what the heck she was doing. So it's not like she didn't get a heads up. The problem is with Skai, though, I feel like she sort of trolled in our face after we were kind of clowning her and the dude, and then it all came to bite her in the butt. Okay? Now, all the stuff that's been alleged in this work order, if this is the case, I would say her best move would try to get some full. Because just from looking at the dude, he don't look all too tightly wrapped in the head. And all those expenses and lawyer fees, I don't feel like he's going to be able to foot the bill. This isn't no DDG. So I'm judging these situations differently. A lot of you guys did not agree with when I said DDG should be able to see his child and be taking care of his child when Hallie is not there. Some of you guys said, yeah, but you know, if it's you know, hitting and stuff going on, that it may affect the child. I understand that, but I feel like if they're on a separate basis, the child would not see that. In this case, though, just from the stuff that he's done and gotten arrested for, I think the full would be the best move. That's how I feel about it. Okay? Let me know what y'all think down below about these topics. Drop y'all comments down below. Make sure y'all follow the Twitch if y'all haven't. And we are babies.
No personal thing.